Okay, so this is Ecclesiastes chapter 1, verse 1, um, World English British Bible. I read from there and also from the King James. Those are my two main Bibles. And also the Numeric English New Testament. That's only for the New Testament, though. The words of the preacher, the son of David, king in Jerusalem. Vanity of vanities, says the preacher, vanity of vanities, all is vanity. And so basically, it's like I've been feeling like exactly like this guy. Like I feel it. I feel it. I feel it like everything is just like vain. All this stuff. Just everything about everything. Everything besides like, things about God and whatever God says. But besides that, it's like it's vanity. Because it's not gonna last. It's gonna return to the dust of the earth. What does man gain from all his labor in which he labors under the sun? Well, he gains dust because that's what's going to happen to it. No matter what anybody does or doesn't do physically, like the material is just going to go back to dust, to the earth, and it's going to rot and decay in the ground. That's what happens. It happens to everything. So he gains dust. That's literally it. Now, of course, it's not dust right away. It'll temporarily hold the shape of whatever the item is until it decays. But eventually, that's what it's going to be. One generation goes and another generation comes, but the earth remains forever. Meaning reality itself, the earth, right? Not just the physical earth, but the earth, the 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 actual reality, existence in general. It's just going to be. What's going to be is what's going to be. Whatever God says is going to be. It's going to be it. Nothing anybody can do about it because God has to say. And God's words and God's ways are higher than ours, and that means that whatever God does, it overrides whatever you do. Period. Because God's stronger and bigger and tougher than you, and smarter and better in every way. And nothing anybody can do about it to change that. That's a fact. That's the real fact. The sun also rises, and the sun goes down and hurries to its place where it rises. Yes, so basically, it just keeps on going like that. But eventually, God is going to take the sun, and it's not going to be where it is anymore. The sun is not going to, eventually, God is going to replace the sun with himself, and it'll be the Father that is the sun of existence. And it'll be one big, long, perfect day after the end of the world. The wind goes towards the south and turns around to the north. It turns around continually as it goes, and the wind returns again to its courses. Yep. God made all of the weather to behave in a certain way. However, in modern day and also in the future, demon-possessed people that think that they run the whole world use weather machines and weather warfare to control the wind so that it doesn't do it like this. It's not doing it like that anymore. The wind is all effed up because there's technology and machinery the demon-possessed people are using to control everything, to try and control people, try and control the climate. All the rivers run into the sea, yet the sea is not full. Absolutely. because God made an ecosystem, and the ecosystem that God made was perfect. But it's the devils and the fallen angels and the hybrid evil spirits and the demon possessed people that want to control and ultimately destroy everything. The demon possessed people want to destroy everything because they think that if they destroy everything, they can make a new thing in the image of the devils. And the devils want to destroy everything to just permanently destroy it. To the place where the rivers flow, there they flow again. All things are full of weariness beyond uttering. That's true. You know, everyone gets tired. No one has infinite energy besides God. The eye is not satisfied with seeing, nor the ear filled with hearing. That's true, because it's going to be really hard to just continually do the same thing over and over and over and over without getting bored. It's like you've seen it all already. I mean, I feel like I've just been reading Ecclesiastes. It's like I just feel the same way. Like I just feel like I've just seen it all already, you know? I've seen it all already. What it looks like, what the Antichrist government looks like. I've seen it. I've lived it. I've been in it. You know, I've seen it. I've seen the end result of the one world government system. I know what it is. I know what it's like. What it's like is total slavery, things inside of your body controlling you, and complete mind control and just tortures, all while saying that it's good and healthy. And so, yeah, you get to the point where your eyes are not satisfied with seeing what it is, and your ears are filled with hearing. It's like, so what? It's like, F off with this bullcrap. It's like I already know it already. I've seen it already. That which has been is that which shall be, and that which has been done is that which shall be done, and there is no new thing under the sun. Very famous line, which basically is stating how everything is like old hat, basically. It's all already been. There's nothing new. There's no surprises, no more surprises. The only time there's a surprise is God makes me feel a surprise, but if it's not God surprising me, I don't feel surprised about anything. Nothing surprises me at all. Because it's like I already know it. So it's already been. So just like how it was in Adam and Eve's day, that's how it's going to be in this day. And just like how it was in Noah's day, when God flooded the world to destroy off the face of the earth wickedness and evil. Just like in Noah's day, at the time of the end, it's going to be exactly like Noah's day, but instead of with water, he's going to flood the world with fire. He's going to burn it. And it's going to burn so hot that even the elements, the very elements, will melt. You know how hot that is? To make the elements itself melt, it's going to be super hot. But that's what's going to happen. Once this wicked world falls into enough sin to match the wickedness of Noah's day, that's when God is going to set ablaze the entire world and burn it all down. Everything. Everything. All the buildings, all the countries, all the governments, all the monuments, all the statues. God is going to destroy everything. Everything that anything that any man or woman ever built, he's going to destroy it fully, 100%. It's nothing new. He did it before with water. He's going to do it again with fire, though. And that's going to be the last time. That's the final time he's going to do it. He's not going to do it again after that. Is there a thing of which it may be said, behold, this is new? Nope. Nothing is new. It's all been already. That's why I have a hard time listening to other people on YouTube. It's like I really don't watch other people's videos that much because it's like, you know, I already know about it already. It's like it's not new to me. For example, um, it's all fake. It's all theater. All the news, all the wars, all everything, politics, everything, the economy, the stock market. It's all pre-planned, pre-set up to go a certain way, and that's boring. So it's like now it's once you figure out that everything is like a pre-set up already, and there's nothing organically happening. Everything is like going according to some type of plan because it's not like organically occurring. It becomes boring because it's like betting on a horse race when you know which horse is going to win because it was set up where that horse is going to win every time. Or betting on a boxing match and it's like you already know ahead of time that who is going to win because they made an agreement and everyone gets paid. The guy that loses on purpose and the guy that wins. It's like you know it has been long ago in the ages which were before us. All this during the time of the first people, Adam and Eve. They were flying around in spaceships, laser guns, um, teleporting, uh, all this stuff, all the technology, bombs, guns. They had all that armor, weapons, helmets, fighting, soldiers, killing, murders. Even in Adam and Eve's day, they had all that. The devils in the world trying to trick people and control people and murder people to try and rule and destroy. And it's all been already. It's nothing new. It's been going on for a long time since the fall of man. I'm glad I'm not an atheist anymore. Oh my gosh. If I was an atheist, I wouldn't be able to understand. When I was an atheist, I couldn't understand the evil. It was only after I started believing in Jesus and knowing who God was, Jesus and the Father in heaven and the Holy Spirit, that I finally understood, like, oh wow, like evil exists because the devil, like that's the reason. Oh, okay, so nothing ever seems to change politically or like in terms of just society because the devil is running the society and the devil's running the government and the devil is controlling the culture. Oh, okay. So that makes sense now. Okay. That's why nothing ever changes. Doesn't matter who you vote for, how many times you vote. It never changes because the devil's already running all the money. He's controlling all the banks. Okay. So it's like that's why it doesn't matter who you vote for because you can't vote for who controls your money. You see the trick? This is why voting is basically retarded. It's basically just stupid because you can't vote for who controls your money. Meaning, you can't vote for not having the money supply be under a monopoly. This is why politics is useless theater because the control of the money, the entire control of all of the money supply is under monopoly rulership. Okay, so when you have all the money being controlled under one monopoly, politics literally becomes nothing but theater for idiots to vote. That's so so once you like kind of understand that, it's like it all makes sense now. Like everything makes sense about why all the evil, why the world is so evil. The world is so evil because the devil exists and the devil is controlling all the money. And because the devil is controlling all the money, he's controlling all of the government. Okay? And because the devil's controlling all of the government, he's controlling all the rules, all the laws. Okay? And because the devil's controlling all the rules, all the laws, and all the government, the devil's controlling all the culture. Okay? And so you have a satanic banking money system, a satanic government system, a satanic cultural system, a satanic rule of law. What do you expect is going to happen? You're going to have a very wicked world with a lot of murders, people murdering kids all over the place. a lot of kidnappings, people kidnapping people all over the place, a lot of theft and stealing, and a lot of wickedness, a lot of lying, a lot of backstabbing, because the entire system is run on the destruction of men and women and children. The whole world system runs on the complete total destruction and death and murder of every single man, woman, and child that's alive right now, because it's being controlled by temporarily by the devil, up to a certain degree, up to whatever God allows. There is no memory of the former, neither shall there be any memory of the latter that are to come amongst those that shall come after. Right? And so this is why, quote unquote, learning from history is fake in terms of society wide or worldly wide. Everything keeps on repeating. The same shit keeps on happening over and over and over and over and over again. Okay? I'll tell you the things that change. The names of the countries change, right? The names change, the faces change, right? The technology changes, so the names and faces change, but everything else is the same still. I, the preacher, was king over Israel in Jerusalem. I applied my heart to seek and to search out by wisdom concerning all that is done under the sky. It is a heavy burden that God has given to the sons of men to be afflicted with. I have seen all the works that are done under the sun, and behold, all is vanity and chasing after wind. And so basically, it's like all these things is similar to chasing after wind, because you're going to die one day and you can't take it with you. And everything you've ever done and worked on is going to return to the dust of the earth. So that's like the same as chasing after wind. That which is crooked can't be made straight, and that which is lacking can't be counted. Certain things God isn't going to fix the way that we want them, the way that we want God to fix. Certain things God is going to fix the way that He has made His sovereign decision above us and beyond us to fix. God doesn't necessarily do what we want Him to do. God does instead what He already knows is the best. And God is so far above us that we just have to accept it. Because fighting God is impossible. And winning against God will never happen. Fighting against God is like fighting against your own self. It just doesn't do anything. It doesn't go anywhere. You don't go anywhere fighting against God. I said to myself, behold, I have obtained for myself great wisdom above all who were before me in Jerusalem. Yes, my heart has had great experience of wisdom and knowledge. I applied my heart to know wisdom and to know madness and folly. I perceived that this also was chasing after wind. So even like being super duper wise about everything, in the world, really isn't like that is really isn't that big of a deal. Because the best thing is honestly loving God. That's like the best thing. It doesn't matter how smart or dumb anyone is. All that matters is if you love God or not. You love Him, you love God. If you can look at yourself and honestly say that you really love and care about God and you really care about Him, then that's enough. Like that's basically your whole. That's like basically you basically won life at that point. Even though you most likely don't have the physical material things that you want in your life, you still want it, because at least you're not going after the devil and murdering people to get things from the devil. For in much wisdom is much grief, and he who increases knowledge increases sorrow. So this is where people get the whole ignorance is bliss type of thing from. It doesn't say ignorance is bliss. It just says that if you know too much and if you understand too much, then the chances of you getting sad increase. The more you know, the more wise you are. The wiser you are, the sadder. There's a chance that you can get very sad about it because you end up knowing about certain very terrible, horrible things, and you end up knowing about the depths of Satan. Okay, and so basically, knowing about the depths of Satan it talks about in the scriptures in the New Testament. It talks about the depths of Satan, and it talks about how God doesn't allow everyone to know the depths of Satan. But if God allows you to know the depths of Satan, then that's a burden that God has decided that you are to bear it. Because once you know about about something like that, you can't like unknow it. You can't like forget about it and say, "Oh, I don't know about that anymore." Like no, like once you know how evil is, that's like pretty much, you know, it's pretty much a done deal in terms of knowing that. Okay, so that's chapter 1. So I'll make another recording of chapter 2 later.